to go back to where it all started. So they never do that to anyone again.
We're a family. We fight with you.
You won't win. I've always found it best not to look into the past.
Okay, you got a plan, or shall I just stay duck and cover?
My plan was to drive us away.
Well, your plan sucks.
At some point, we all have to choose between what the world wants you to be and who you are. I made my choice. I'm done running.
Welcome back, everyone. This is going to be my new Black Widow trailer video. Disney finally confirmed that they are going to drop it on Disney+, so I'll explain the plan with that, how it's going to change things. They rescheduled a couple movies, but it's not as bad as it sounds. I'll also explain how Black Widow is connected to some of the Marvel Disney Plus series like Falcon and Winter Soldier, and it's going to overlap with the Loki episodes as well with its new release date. So I'll explain how that's all connected. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. We're in the middle of Falcon and Winter Soldier episodes right now. That's going to run for the next couple of months. And careful for spoilers from Falcon and Winter Soldier episode 1 if you haven't seen that yet, because I'll be talking about some Easter eggs that show up during that. But what's going to happen with the Black Widow movie is that Disney Plus is releasing it on July 9th for an extra $30, like the Disney Premier Access, like Raya and the Last Dragon movie. But it'll also be coming out in theaters on the same day. So in July, most theaters will probably be open again around the world. You can choose how you want to watch the movie. If you want to go see it in a theater, or if you want to watch it in your home and pay an extra $30. But after that, pretty much all the rest of the Marvel movies for the rest of 2021 into 2022 will just be coming out in theaters like they regularly would. So the new schedule now is we have Black Widow coming in July, then Shang-Chi was delayed just a couple months to September, Venom 2 is coming in October, Eternals is still in November, that's not moving. Spider-Man 3 No Way Home is still coming out in December, that's not moving either. So really the only big changes here are that the Black Widow movie and Shang-Chi just moved a couple months, not a huge deal. So now Black Widow is going to overlap with the Loki episodes on Disney Plus in July. I can't count the number of people who have asked if this woman in the Loki trailer is Black Widow sitting on Vormir because the sky looks all purple like the skies of Vormir. Yes, the Disney Plus series will cross over and influence the Marvel movies, but no, this is not Black Widow, Natasha Black Widow. This is a version of female Loki from an alternate timeline, alternate universe. She's being played by this actress here. So I think it's just the fact that she's really blurry and she has blonde hair that people think that she's Black Widow. The Loki series is a time travel multiverse series where he has to go around capturing alternate versions of himself, alternate Lokis from other realities, to stop them from messing with alternate timelines. They've started to release more clips and trailers for that recently, but the scene that everybody keeps asking about, this female Loki scene, this is her sitting on a future version of Earth that just completely gone to crap because of what she's been doing. The whole idea, if you watch the Loki trailer, you notice that it seems like all these different versions of Earth just wind up in complete disaster. Like you see the rubble of the Avengers tower in the background here. Like what has happened in this alternate timeline with this version of Loki to lead to this? And it's the Tesseract Loki that's wearing the jacket here that you see drop down that has to go around stopping the alternate versions of himself. Like who better to take down Loki than another version of Loki? It's just that these alternate versions, like female Loki, the other Lokis, they're all way worse than the Tesseract Loki. The whole thing with the Black Widow movie is that, per Scarlett Johansson's explanation during interviews last year, the movie is supposed to be her metaphorically passing the torch to Florence Pugh, passing the mantle of the Black Widow of the MCU to the Yelena Belova Black Widow. Technically, they're all Black Widows, even Rachel Weisz's character, Melina Vostokov. Taskmaster revives the program in the movie and is training a batch of new Black Widow assassins under his command. It's just that in the future Marvel movies, Marvel Phase 4, the Disney Plus series that she crosses over into, Yelena Belova will be the new main Black Widow. We'll see how the other characters interact with her, because they've already confirmed the next crossover for her is going to be the Hawkeye series, and that's going to be happening later this year in the fall. You just have to imagine how she's going to react when she finds out that Hawkeye let Black Widow sacrifice herself on Vormir. Like, what? You let her kill herself? How dare you? I do not think that she's supposed to cross over on Falcon and Winter Soldier, though, but there is some crossover story and connections between Falcon and Winter Soldier and the Black Widow movie in present day. The Black Widow movie mostly takes place in the past because Natasha is dead in present day after Avengers Endgame, and there's no secret plot to bring her back to life or reveal some weird face swap situation where somebody else sacrificed themselves on Vormir. Not going to bring her back in present day, but they did say that they might do more Black Widow stories, more Black Widow movies potentially set in the past if they ever decide to bring her back, but it would all be flashback stuff. This movie mostly takes place right after Captain America Civil War, and the main story, at least just the main portion of it, ends just before the beginning of Avengers Infinity War. There are probably some more flashbacks to her as a little girl coming up through the Red Room program just to tell her origin story. And then there's some implied post-credit scene stuff, some rumors that'll be taking place in present day, so the movie's gonna hop around in the timeline, but for the most part, it takes place between Civil War and Infinity War. And I'll also explain all the family talk during the trailer too. There's this story about them being a family that takes place before the events of the Black Widow movie that I'll talk about, and there's the Budapest stuff that she and Hawkeye kept referencing in the Avengers movies. They'll also cover that stuff too. But mostly the story is her just going back to Russia because she learns Taskmaster has restarted the Black Widow program and she wants to stop that from happening. And just part of her going back to her original home in Russia is dealing with all the past trauma that she experienced in the Red Room, all the red on her ledger. She's finally dealing with that the same way the Scarlet Witch finally had to deal with her own reckoning with her past and her trauma in the Wandavision episodes. So they're doing the same thing for Natasha in the Black Widow movie that they did for Scarlet Witch in the WandaVision episodes. Except Scarlet Witch isn't just going to go off to Doctor Strange 2 in a hot minute and die. Yes, it should go without saying that they should have released the Black Widow movie way back during Marvel Phase 2 right after they introduced her character in Iron Man 2. But the connection in present day with what's happening on Falcon and Winter Soldier is just rumored to be Thunderbolts setup and possibly the Weapons Plus Super Soldier Serum storyline. Like we just met the new Dark Captain America, John Walker, aka US Agent from the comics. He was given a diluted version of the Super Soldier Serum just like Thunderbolt Ross gave Abomination during Incredible Hulk. Weapons Plus is just what Thunderbolt Ross renames the Super Soldier program when he restarts it. Except now, he's just using more experiments, different types of treatments to enhance soldiers, in addition to giving them that lesser version of the Super Soldier Serum. During the Black Widow trailer, they introduced Red Guardian, aka Red Hopper from Stranger Things. He's the Soviet version of Captain America from the comics. He was also given a similar copy of the Super Soldier Serum back during the Cold War. When the Soviets started the Black Widow program after World War II, eventually they started giving all the graduates, the women who survived the program, diluted forms of the Super Soldier Serum, just like Red Guardian. So at least in the comics, Black Widow does have some super strength. She's not as strong as Captain America, but she's way stronger than a normal human, which explains how it's easy for her to run around with the Avengers and hold her own. So there's a rumor that in the Black Widow movie, Taskmaster has gotten his hands on a version of that diluted Super Soldier Serum, and he's going to start dosing up the new Black Widow candidates, turning them into his army of killing machines. Just like you saw the Hydra super soldiers during the Captain America Civil War movie. But just to be clear, Hydra was completely separate from the Black Widow program. So while all this stuff with Winter Soldier and this secret Hydra base way up in Siberia is happening inside the Soviet Union during the Cold War, all the stuff with the Black Widow program, Natasha's Black Widow, all that was being done by a completely separate group inside the Soviet government. If you watch the Agent Carter TV series with Peggy Carter's character, they did actually include some flashbacks to the origin of the Black Widow program, so maybe we'll see a little bit of that during the Black Widow movie. The whole thing going on with the family that they have going on here, the funny moments in the trailer, is that they're not her biological family. The reason why they're calling each other family, like Melina is the mother, Red Guardian's the father, Yelena Belova is her sister, is because when they were all still part of the program a long time ago, they all lived in America as spies, pretending to be an American family living in the suburbs, like the American series on FX, just pretending to be regular Americans. And those were all the roles that they played within that fake family, father, mother, sisters. But eventually, I think they kind of explained that they started to grow closer and it became more like a real family. But the whole theory with the post-credit scenes, just connecting back to the Marvel Disney Plus series in present day and the Thunderbolts stuff, is that sometime, maybe at the end of the movie or in the post-credit scenes, Thunderbolt Ross will offer Taskmaster and maybe Yelena Belova clemency on their prison sentences for all the crimes they committed if they work for him. and they'll just sort of use it as a reverse Nick Fury Iron Man 1 post-credit scene where he came to tease the Avengers, only they'll be teasing the Thunderbolts. We know that Falcon and Winter Soldier is supposed to also help set up the Thunderbolts too, with Baron Zemo's character probably, maybe US Agent Captain America, and maybe Aaron Kellyman's Flag Smasher character. We'll see how many of these brand new characters wind up making it onto the Thunderbolts roster. I think it's just pick and choose depending on what they want the team to be like in a couple years. But everyone, let me know what you think about them bringing Black Widow to Disney Plus down in the comments. In my Falcon and Winter Soldier Episode 2 video, we'll post on Friday just like normal. So everyone click here for my full Falcon and Winter Soldier Episode 1 video if you haven't seen that yet, and click here for that brand new Falcon and Winter Soldier Episode 2 trailer video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone stay safe, and I'll see you guys tonight.